Hi everyone, this is Phil Travis here at ANU, Political Science, Week 3. I want to talk with you just briefly about first your major assignment this week, which is your test. We have a test this week. The test consists of multiple choice questions and one short essay. There's a study guide that I've placed for you. It's a list of terms that you can find in the content area for this week, Week 3. And I think if you work with that during the week and kind of define all of the terms, I think it'll really help you on the test. So use the study guide to prepare for the test. We're reading at about different kinds of states this week. The difference between a totalitarian state, for example, and a dictatorship or a representative democracy and so forth. So we're going to be looking at different kinds of states this week. Now, I wanted to also take a second and talk with you about our major class project that begins next week, Week 4. In this class, for your major project, we're not going to write a big paper, just one big research paper. We're not going to do a group project. Instead, what we're going to do is we are going to each construct I'm calling them a journal. I'm calling it a journal. Based on critical reading of news media, okay? So you will make 4 entries between Week 4 and Week 9, and then you will have, during Week 10, you will need to submit a 1-page summary of your experiences with the journal and what you learned. The way it works is like this. On the week assigned, you will go online, search whatever news, opinion, articles you might try to find. Find 2, maybe 3 of articles. I want you to then read the articles, and I want you to critically read them. I want you to pull out argumentative tricks like straw man or sacred cow or red herring, appeal to fear. You'll learn all this soon. I want you to pull out these different types of argumentative tricks that are used in news opinion pieces all the time. And then I want you to write a page and a half essay that just explains your analysis of each of the articles. There will be, next week, there's a presentation up for that explains, that I did, it explains the kinds of argumentative tricks that you encounter when you listen to or read, opinion news media. So there's a lot of things that an individual might do to try to sway you to their opinion without their having made a true argument, without having made a legitimate argument. These are things like appeal to fear. These are things like using a historical fallacy, comparing an event today and something in the past, misusing a historical comparison. But I want you, next week, I want you to look at this presentation I have for you, and I'll explain all of these different types of terms. There's also a handout that I have for you, or a worksheet I have for you next week that also explains the kind of key examples that I'm talking about. And so I want you to learn those, want you to study those during the week and through the semester, during next week and through the rest of the term, so you can read articles and then pull out the sort of argumentative tricks that are being used to try to pull you into the author's position without the author having really made a strong argument. So be looking for that next week. My goal with that, I think that is going to be really fun. So you do 4 journal entries, be a page and a half each one, explaining the articles, and then copy and paste the 2 articles at the end of your document, submit it like a paper, do 4 of these, and then we'd have a short summary paper at the very end of the term. It's like 1 page. So you don't have to write any single big, huge paper. Instead, I'm hoping that we use this exercise as a way to really begin to think critically about the information that we consume, in the world. So I hope it makes you think differently about the information you hear, particularly opinion news media that we are just bombarded with in the modern this modern day. Okay, guys, let's have a great week 3, and be looking for that project to start week 4 next week. All right, guys.